Hey guys, how are you? So, we are continuing with the chapter of body fluids and circulation. And what we are going to do today, very apparent what we are going to do today. What you can see on your screen, you can see a heart on your screen, right? So, today we are going to study about the heart and what we are going to study in it. Let us see. So, today's class will be basically divided into external structure of heart and internal structure. And in the internal structure, we will doing various chambers of heart, which you might have done in your lower classes also, and various valves and various linings. Okay, so the wall of the heart, linings or layers, you can say, right? So we'll be doing all this today. Before we begin the class, you should always have an idea what we are going to do today, right? That's very, very important. Okay, so let us study. And one very interesting thing that we are going to today is we will learn how to draw a heart, right? That's very interesting. It looks very confusing, but actually it's very easy. And you just follow what I am drawing. You take out a pen or a pencil and your notebook, and please sit whenever you are seeing my class, when you're studying with my class, please have a copy and a pen with you or a pencil with you, right? Sit with all your stationery in a quiet, decent place where you can concentrate. Okay, so now let us study. Welcome to this EASU tutorials. And guys, if you like it, please like, share, subscribe, and please study what I am teaching. Let's do. So we begin with the first chamber of the heart. Draw as I am drawing. Okay, follow my pen. So, right. Okay, so this is what is the right atrium, right? It goes like this. You first draw, and then we will see what all, we'll label all the things, right? And then there is this arch, and then there's this pulmonary trunk. Whatever I'm saying, you just first focus on drawing all these things, right? And right, I hope you are with me drawing. And it's very interesting to draw, and you should know, you're studying, no, you're studying medicine, you're going to study, you're going to be doctor, so basic structures of every organs you should know how to draw. That's very important, because in bio, if you don't know how to draw, it becomes really weird. No, you don't know how to draw and you're studying. So right, okay, now let us draw, let us divide it here, and it should be okay. And okay, now you're getting the structure, right? You can see the structures. Okay, then there is this small valve. Draw this valve, and here also you have to draw this valve. Okay, and then you have to draw this valve. Okay, and then let us draw what? Okay, I hope you are drawing with me. Since you're drawing, I'm not talking much, or else you will be very disturbed. So guys, please draw whatever I am drawing. Okay. You should draw this side a little thicker, right? Okay. So this is basically our structure of heart. If you, right now you get some structure, some things, we'll label all the things and we will understand about each and every thing that we have drawn. It's very important to see what we have drawn, and here you have to draw 3. Okay, it's very important to learn how to draw, very important. Okay. Okay, now we have drawn the valves and everything, and as in now we'll proceed, we will color it and we'll do all the various things. Okay, so what we can do is we can just first let me color this. Okay, red, right? And you also, if you have a color or a sketch pen or something, you can do it. It looks really nice and it becomes really easy to understand, right? So okay, so you might be getting an idea of what we are drawing, because I hope that you know a little bit, not much, but since you are students of this, you might have done it in smaller classes. So this is what is the basic structure of heart, right? And now let us begin to label these structures and see what we have drawn. Okay, so this is what is our heart looks like, right? And these are what, this is the, first let us see the chambers. This is the right atrium, and this is the left atrium. This is the right ventricle, and this is the left ventricle. Okay, now let us see about these valves. What are these valves called? These are the tricuspid valves. Don't worry, we'll study about each and everything, right? These are what? These are the tricuspid valve. All they're also known as right atrial, because they're on the right side, atrial, ventricular. They're connecting atrium and ventricles, ventricular wall. We'll see many other things in them. Now, there are few cords. And what are these cords called? These cords are known as, they are attached with papillary muscles, right? And they are known as chordae tendineae. And where are they present? Suppose here they are present like this. They are present like this, and they are anchored to muscles, right? They are anchored to muscles. First we label it, then we'll understand about them. So these are what? These are papillary muscles, and what are they helping? They are helping in anchoring these what? These chordae tendineae that we have drawn. Okay, and you can see that what are these chordae tendineae? From the logic, you can see that they are helping in holding the valves so as they are to prevent one flow, unidirectional flow, and they don't go back, right? They just don't inverse their direction, right? Now let us see these other valves that we have drawn. These are what? These are bicuspid valves. Okay, right with me. Or they are also known as mitral valves. Okay, so we have drawn the chambers, we have drawn the, now here also we have these cords attached to the heart with the muscles, and these muscles are what? These are papillary muscles, right? These are what? These are papillary muscles. Okay, so this much I hope is clear. Now what I have drawn, this big duct over here, this is superior vena cava, and this is what? This is inferior vena cava. We'll see about this. Is bringing blood basically from the lower sides, lower part of the body. This is below the diaphragm, and it is bringing from the appendages of the body from below the diaphragm, and superior vena cava from above it. Okay, now what are these three things that I have drawn? This is first I should do it red. Okay, now let us see what is this. This is the left subclavian artery. I think you have space left. What is this? This is left subclavian artery, very important. We'll do about all these arteries also. This is what? This is left common carotid artery, right? And please write whenever I'm writing. And this is brachiocephalic artery. Okay, so it will branch and all. We'll see afterwards. First, let us see what we have all drawn. So this much is clear. You are with me. Okay, now let us see what is this big thing that we have drawn. This is the pulmonary trunk. Okay, wait. What can we do is, I can label it. This is the pulmonary trunk. This part is the pulmonary trunk. So this is what? This is pulmonary trunk, right? Please draw with me. And then what? Then what? This is the left pulmonary artery. And this is the, obviously, if this is the left pulmonary artery, so basically the pulmonary trunk is divided into left and right. This is the right pulmonary artery, right? So just see if you have drawn everything. Okay, and basically I should not because we will get confused. Okay, so this is pulmonary trunk. We have drawn the various chambers, the valves, and chordae tendineae, papillary muscles, pulmonary trunk, left pulmonary artery and right pulmonary artery, and what else we have drawn? The superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, and all the, and this brachiocephalic artery, left common carotid artery, and the left subclavian artery. Now, what are these two small valves that we have drawn? Let us see something about them also. So this one is the, I'll just write here the short form. This is the aortic semilunar valve, and this is known as the pulmonary semilunar valve. So this is the aortic semilunar valve. And what is this? PS, it is not PSLV, it is pulmonary. Lunar means moon, semi-lunar, like a half moon, semi-lunar valve. Okay, so we'll do about all these valves and everything. Okay, this we have drawn. Now let us see. Yeah, now these things are left. These are what? These are, yes, what are these? We have drawn left pulmonary artery and right pulmonary artery. Now these are left pulmonary veins. And what are the left pulmonary veins doing? What are they doing? Bringing blood from the left side of the lung. And similarly, these are right pulmonary veins. These are what? Right pulmonary vein, right? I hope you are drawing with me. It's a very interesting structure that we are drawing. Now let us see something about the other things that we have drawn. What is this that is filled in here? What is this that is all filled in here? This thing, this cavity that you can see, if there is this cavity, something might be filled over here. What is that thing and why is that thing? Two questions come. What is that thing and why is that thing? So this is what, this is a serous fluid, right? And what is this serous fluid doing? This serous fluid is basically preventing the friction, or this is just acting as a protection. So this is what, this is the serous fluid. Okay, this is what, this is the serous fluid. I hope you have drawn it. Okay, and what is this basically doing? It is reducing the friction. And where is this serous fluid present? It is present in the pericardial cavity. First we'll learn the structure and then we'll see about each and everything that we have done. Okay, now we have done the external structures. Now let us see something about this thing that is there. This thick and the various layers, linings. I said we'll do the various linings also. So let us see about the various linings also. So you can just draw in some portion if you don't want to draw in all. Okay, so what is this that I have drawn? This is the myocardium. What is this? This is the myocardium, or what? Basically, it is the cardiac tissue. And the left side is very thick because it is a more powerful pump. Okay. Now let us see what all other linings are there. I have to take a very thin because I'm going to draw lining, and I will first draw the outer lining. So this outer lining you can see I'm drawing. What is this outer lining? This is a fibrous pericardium. What is this? What I have drawn? This brown lining that I have drawn, it's what? It is the fibrous pericardium. And what is the fibrous pericardium doing? It is doing basically three functions. It is, it prevents the heart from overstretching, because when it is getting filled from blood, it will stretch like a balloon. So it prevents the heart from overstretching. It protects the heart, right? It protects the heart. And what else does it do? It anchors the heart. We'll do about this fibrous pericardium also. I just wrote it here. There was space. And now let us see the other linings. That is the epicardium and the endocardium. So let us see what, first let us see the endocardium. So this is their endocardium, and this is the smooth lining of, I should take a little more thin. Okay. Okay, so this is what that I am drawing. This is the endocardium. What I have drawn? Endocardium. And what is endocardium? It is a thin layer of endothelium. Okay, and it is a thin layer of endothelium and some connective tissue. Okay, and what will it do? It will basically provide a smooth lining to the chambers of the heart. It will provide a smooth lining to the chambers of heart. And it is present in the walls also. So you can write here also on walls. So this much is clear to you. Now let us see the epicardium. Okay, where is the epicardium? So let us see the epicardium. You have drawn this, and now let us see the epicardium. Can you see this layer? So this is what? This is the epicardium that I have drawn. What is this? This is the epicardium. And epicardium is also known as what? The visceral layer of serous pericardium, right? The visceral layer of serous pericardium. The name itself is saying it. So there are three layers that we have done. What are these three layers? We have done the epicardium, then we have done the myocardium, and then we have done the endocardium, right? And we have done this fibrous pericardium also. So we have done, there is this one thing also left. There is this septum in between the ventricles, and this is known as what? This septum is known as interventricular septum. I will write where. Interventricular septum, right? So this is what? This is interventricular septum. There is this interarterial septum also, but you can't see it, right? Because of this big pulmonary artery and aortic artery, you can't see. So this is basically the structure of heart. And now we are going to see about each and everything. Yeah, one thing in drawing, I forgot to tell you that there is this scar-like structure, you can say. So this is known as, this is the fossa ovalis. And what is not, it is actually a scar or a depression in the right atrium of the heart. And it is the remnant. Basically, when we are small, when we are fetus, in the fetal stage, it is a septum, right? It is a thin fibrous sheet that is covered by foramen oval in fetus. So let us see about this, or else you will not understand anything. What is this that I have drawn? That's known as fossa ovalis. And what is fossa ovalis? Basically, there is this foramen oval in fetal stage that closes on birth, right? So it is its remnant. It is a scar or a depression in the right atrium, and in the right atrium, and at the level of what? At the level of interatrial septum. And it is a remnant of, I'm just writing so that you can also make notes, or just whenever you're seeing the video, you know. It is a remnant of thin fibrous sheet that is covered by foramen oval in fetus, and it closes when we are born, right? Okay, so now these are all the things that you need to know. And there is this coronary sinus also here. This is what? This is coronary sinus. We will study about this. There is this SA node, a bunch of you can say a bunch of, we'll do that in cardiac cycle. This is SA node, coronary sinus. Okay, so now let us do few more things in detail, since you have already understood. Now let us see about each and every structure and do it. You have already seen the diagram. Okay, so if we begin now, if we see the, first let us see the external structure. If we see, now let us write few important words and what do they mean, since now we already know where are they present. So now let us see the external structure of heart. So the first thing that we should know is the pericardium, right? The pericardium. So what is pericardium? Pericardium, peri outside, it is the membrane that surrounds and protects the heart. Very easy. Pericardium surrounds and protects the heart. So हम बाहर से external structure में we are going from outside to inside. So peri means, this peri means around, periphery, around. So pericardium is always related to heart. So a membrane that surrounds and protects the heart. Okay, now the second thing, what will it do? It is basically, it is positioning the heart in the mediastinum. So it is what is doing, it is positioning the heart where? In mediastinum. Now few kids will be saying, what is this mediastinum? It is a part of thoracic cavity. Okay, mediastinum, in which heart is placed. Okay, and when it's positioning the heart, pericardium is allowing what? It is providing for the vigorous contraction and movement. Okay, so now we know that it's positioning the heart and is protecting the heart. Now pericardium is composed of two layers, right? It is composed of two layers. We saw that the first was what? Fibrous pericardium, we drew with the brown color. Fibrous pericardium. Let us again see this fibrous pericardium. Okay, now let us see what is this. We already did, but since we are writing, we'll again write. Fibrous pericardium, since it's fibrous, ये किससे बना होगा? It will be tough, inelastic, because we don't want that the heart overstretches dense connective tissue, because it is fibrous pericardium and it is inelastic. Elastic hoga to it will stretch and it will be like a balloon, it can burst, right? So what is the fibrous pericardium doing? It is preventing, it is what? It is preventing from overstretching, right? And what else it is doing? It is anchoring the heart. Anchors in what? Which cavity? Mediastinum. And what? It provides protection since it is very tough, okay, and inelastic. Now let us see the other thing. The other layer was what? The serous pericardium. And what is this serous pericardium? Now let us see something about this serous pericardium. Serous pericardium is it is a double layer. So basically it is what? It is double layered. So again we can divide it into two parts, right? So what are these two parts? These are the parietal layer and the visceral layer, right? We did it, parietal layer and the visceral layer. So this parietal layer, it is actually fused with the fibrous pericardium, okay? And visceral, you know, related to organs, and this visceral layer is inner, and it is also known as what? Epicardium. We wrote, no, visceral layer. See, epicardium. Where is this epicardium? Epicardium, visceral layer of serous. Can you see this? Epicardium, visceral layer of serous pericardium, right? Now we understood about the various layers, the external structure, fibrous pericardium, serous, parietal and visceral. Now let us see, and what is this pericardial cavity filled with? It is filled with the pericardial fluid. So if we see about the cavity, which cavity? The pericardial cavity. Right? Pericardial cavity, it is filled with what? It is filled with a pericardial fluid. Very easy. And with this pericardial fluid is secreted by what? It is secreted by the visceral peritoneum. Okay. And it is basically what we will do. It's very easy. Whenever there's a fluid filled, it is doing what? It is reducing the friction, right? And if this pericardial fluid becomes less, it is a very painful situation. And because the two layers begin to go slide against one, and it is very, very painful situation. Now let us see the wall of the heart what are the three layers of the wall of the heart? Okay, so if we see now the wall of the heart, can you name the three layers? Okay, let us name the three layers. What are these? These are the epicardium and the myocardium and what? And the endocardium. So epi means outside. So it is the outside, and it is myocardium is what? Myo means muscle. So basically it is responsible for pumping, and it makes up to the 95% of heart wall. And the cardiac muscle, you know, it's involuntary. Endocardium is thin layer of endothelium and some connective tissue, right? Endocardium. And it is doing what we already wrote. It is providing a smooth lining to the chambers, smooth lining to chambers of heart. And what else? This is also on the walls, right? And we can write something about epicardium also. It contains blood vessels and lymphatics and the vessels that supply myocardium, right? Okay, so this is what the wall of the heart, right? Now we'll see something about the internal structure of the heart. Now let us see something about the internal structure of the heart. Okay, so what is the internal structure of the heart? The first thing that we'll see will be right atrium, right? The first thing will be what? The right atrium, and it is around 2 to 3 millimeter in thickness, and it is receiving blood from three places. What are the three places it receives blood from? Three veins, right? And what are these three veins? These are superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and coronary sinus. That was what I drew in the end, and coronary sinus. Okay, and now what there is, you understood this? It receives blood from three veins. What are those three veins? Superior vena cava, bringing blood from where? From the upper side of the body, and inferior vena cava from below the diaphragm. Appendages or the parts of the body below the diaphragm. Now there is this what? There is a thing called interatrial septum. I told you interatrial septum between two atrias, but it is not visible, right? It is, since it's between, right? Make notes, write with your own hands, because when we are seeing, we feel we have learned, but unless and until we write, nothing goes in our dimag. Okay, we have to write. So a very prominent feature here is what? It is fossa ovalis, and which closes, we have already done fossa ovalis. What is this? It is the remnant of foramen ovale, which closes at birth, and it is present in the fetal stage. So this is okay. Now let us see something more about these walls that I had written. What this tricuspid wall? Since it's a tricuspid wall, so very, tri means three, cusp means, cuspid means point. So because it consists, why it is called a tricuspid wall? Because it consists of three cusps or leaflet-like structures. Okay, it is also known as what? I had written over there, remember, right? Atrioventricular valve. Okay, And these valves of the heart are made up of what? They are made up of dense connective tissue, and they're covered by which layer of the heart? Tell me, epicardium, myocardium, or endocardium? We just did it. Covered by endocardium, right? Just let us see once the structure of the heart. If you have forgotten, just see it again. So can you see these tricuspid valves? Can you see these right atrial ventricular valves, right? So this is what we are doing. It is composed of dense connective tissue, and they are held together by these chordae tendineae, and which are anchored in the heart through papillary muscles, right? Now let us see something more about these right ventricle. Okay, now let us see something about right ventricle. We have done what? We have done this tricuspid valve. Okay, चलो भाई राइट साइड ही कर लेते हैं पहले. तो राइट वेंट्रिकल. अब राइट वेंट्रिकल में सबसे पहले हमने उसमें क्या किया था? वो 2 to 3 मिलीमीटर थिक है. इट इज 4 to 5 मिलीमीटर थिक. एंड अच्छा, और इसमें क्या कर सकते हैं? वी स्टडीड अबाउट chordae tendineae, right? Okay, so remember these words, chordae tendineae. These are what? These are cord-like structures and they hold what? They hold these tricuspid valve, and they are connected to what? They are connected to papillary muscles. I'm just writing the word so that when you read, you know. Okay, so papillae means nipple, and these are nipple-like projections. That's why I had drawn the papillary muscles like this, and then this chordae tendineae. Remember, like this. Okay, now we'll do something about the so the right and the left ventricle are separated by what? Right and left, फटाफट बताओ, are separated by what? Are separated by a interventricular septum, right? We had drawn that. I had written in between interventricular septum. चलो ये हो गया. अब we had done about this pulmonary trunk also. तो क्या होता है basically? जो blood होता है, blood passes from the right ventricle through the pulmonary valve or the pulmonary semilunar valve that we had written into a large artery, and that artery is what? That is the pulmonary trunk. And this pulmonary trunk divides into right and left pulmonary arteries, right? So remember, pulmonary semilunar valve, and carries the blood to where? To lungs. And you have to remember one very important thing, that arteries always take blood away from heart. Okay, this is a very important thing that you should remember. चलो ये हो गया. अभी what else is left? Wait, wrong color. Now we have to do the left side, so we'll do the left atrium. चलो भाई अब लेफ्ट एट्रियम दिमाग में ले आओ. लेफ्ट एट्रियम में क्या है? ये अराउंड 2 to 3 सेंटीमीटर, सॉरी 2 to 3 मिलीमीटर ही होता है. एंड इट receives blood from where? Left atrium. It receives blood from lungs through 4 pulmonary veins. चलो एक बार देख लेते हैं वो 4 pulmonary veins जो हमने बनाई थी. Can you see these pulmonary veins that we have drawn? 1, 2, 3, 4 right and left pulmonary vein. Can you see? So this is what we are talking about. So it is receiving blood from these 4 pulmonary वेन्स। चलो ये हो गया, सी द स्ट्रक्चर अगेन, बिल्कुल अच्छे से बैठा लो दिमाग में, है ना। ये कोरोनरी साइनस है जो मैं बनाना भूल गई थी। ओके बिल्कुल अच्छे से दिमाग में आपको ये स्ट्रक्चर पूरा जब तक नहीं होगा तब तक आपको कार्डियक साइकिल एंड ऑल कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा, सब कंफ्यूजन हो जाएगा कि हो क्या रहा है। तो ये हो गया 4 पल्मोनरी वेन्स। एंड इसमें कौन सा वॉल्व प्रेजेंट था? लेफ्ट एट्रियम टू लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल जब ब्लड जाता है तो कौन से वाल्व से जाता है? बाइकस्पिड। एंड बिल्कुल दिमाग में स्ट्रक्चर ऐसा होना चाहिए कि सोते समय भी कोई पूछ ले तो यू कैन ड्रॉ द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द हार्ट, बाइकस्पिड वाल्व और मिट्रल वाल्व। ठीक है, अब जैसे दिख रहा है भाई बाई है, टू है, तो इसमें 2 लीफ लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं। ठीक है, एंड इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज व्हाट? लेफ्ट एट्रियो ventricular wall. Very easy because on the left side and it is separating atria and ventricle, so nothing very difficult in this. Now let us see about the left ventricle. लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल के बारे में देख लेते हैं। एक बार ये स्ट्रक्चर समझ में आ जाएगा तो सब कुछ बढ़िया हो जाएगा। ये 10 to 15 मिलीमीटर थिक होता है और as we can say it is the thickest chamber of heart, right? thickest chamber, क्योंकि हमने देखा ही ये भी 2 to 3 मिलीमीटर है, राइट वेंट्रिकल 4 to 5 मिलीमीटर है, बट लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल 10 to 15 मिलीमीटर थिक है। and this is what is forming the apex of the heart. This is what is forming the apex of the heart. चलो, और जैसे कि हमने देखा था कि इसमें भी वो कॉर्डे टेंडिने थे, पैपिलरी मसल्स थी, राइट? इसमें भी वो कॉर्डे टेंडिने थे, और क्या था? बिकॉज वो बाइकस्पिड वाल्व्स को पकड़ के रखा हुआ था उन्होंने, और क्या था? पैपिलरी मसल्स थी, रिमेम्बर, निपल लाइक मसल्स, right? And what is this doing? Chordate tendinae, it is helping, or what is this chordate tendinae doing? It is right over here, and it prevents the bicuspid valve or the mitral valves, I'll write here so that you remember the name, from collapsing back into the atria during वेंट्रिकुलर कॉन्ट्रैक्शन। तो जब कॉन्ट्रैक्शन हो रहा है तो यूनिडायरेक्शनल फ्लो ऑफ ब्लड हो, पीछे ना चला जाए। और ये भी एक कंडीशन होती है जब पैपिलरी मसल्स वीक हो जाती हैं, कॉर्डे टेंडिने वीक हो जाते हैं। दिस इज ऑल्सो अ मेडिकल कंडीशन। चलो भाई ये हो गया। अभी क्या होता है, जो ब्लड होता है, लेट अस सी क्या हो रहा है। ब्लड passes from the left ventricle through the aortic valve, और एओर्टिक वाल्व को हमने क्या कहा था? एओर्टिक सेमीलूनर वाल्व भी कहा था। इनटू व्हाट? इनटू द असेंडिंग आयोटा। एंड ठीक है, तो ये हो गया ब्लड लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल से एओर्टिक वाल्व या एओर्टिक सेमीलूनर वाल्व के थ्रू असेंडिंग आयोटा में जा रहा है। लेट अस सी क्या बोला मैंने। यू कैन सी इट इन द डायग्राम ऑल्सो। ब्लड लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल से एओर्टिक सेमीलूनर वाल्व के थ्रू कहाँ जा रहा है? इट इज गोइंग इन द असेंडिंग आयोटा, राइट? इट इज गोइंग इन वेयर? इट इज गोइंग इन द असेंडिंग आयोटा। सो राइट, ये हो गया, समझ में आ गया आपको? असेंडिंग आयोटा ये है, और ये आयोटिक आर्च है, शायद आप, मैंने लिखा नहीं, दिस इज द एओर्टिक आर्क, और दिस इज द असेंडिंग aorta. Okay, so left ventricle से aortic semilunar valve के through it is going in the ascending aorta. Okay, and branches of the arch of the aorta and descending aorta carry the blood throughout the body. ठीक है, तो फिर यहाँ से वो it is going to the systematic circulation. ठीक है, so this is all about the heart that we have done today. I hope it was a very nice session, because it is a very, very, very important session, because unless and until you understand heart, I don't think you can understand the various cardiac cycles and all, and various other things that are there, like the cardiac conduction, and then the pacemakers and the cardiac cycle. You have to understand this structure very, 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 very nicely. So this is the structure, right atrium. We have done all these valves. See, we what I had said that we'll do the external structure of the heart, we'll do the internal structure जिसमें chambers, walls और linings करेंगे, और how to draw heart. ठीक है, तो we started with how to draw a heart. Okay, हमने सारे सब कुछ बनाया, we drew each and everything that is important. Then we came to what? Then we came to the external structure of the heart, right? And we did from outside to inside. हमने सारी layers करी. पेरिकार्डियम, उसको डिवाइड करा फाइब्रस पेरिकार्डियम और सेरस पेरिकार्डियम में. सिरस पेरिकार्डियम को फिर से पैराइटल और विसरल में. फिर हमने उस कैविटी के बारे में देखा. फिर हमने वॉल ऑफ द हार्ट देखा, जिसमें हमने एपिकार्डियम, मायोकार्डियम और एंडोकार्डियम के बारे में करा. फिर हमने इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द हार्ट करा, जिसमें हमने राइट साइड से शुरू करा, राइट एट्रियम करा. वी डिड कि राइट एट्रियम को कहाँ, कौन सी वेन्स हैं जो ब्लड ला रही हैं राइट एट्रियम में. सुपीरियर वेना कावा, इंफीरियर वेना कावा, कोरोनरी साइनस. फिर हमने उस सेप्टम के बारे में करा, फोसा ओवलिस के बारे में पढ़ा, वॉल्व के बारे में पढ़ा. फिर हमने राइट वेंट्रिकल को देखा, ठीक है, कॉर्डे टेंडिने देखा, पैपिलरी मसल देखा, ठीक है. फिर उस सेप्टम को देखा. फिर हमने देखा कि जो ब्लड आ रहा है वो राइट वेंट्रिकल से पल्मोनरी सेमीलूनर वॉल्व के थ्रू पल्मोनरी ट्रंक में जा रहा है और फिर वो लंग्स में जा रहा है. सो ये हम देख सकते हैं राइट वेंट्रिकल से, फिर से राइट वेंट्रिकल से कैसे ये ब्लड जा रहा है पल्मोनरी सेमीलूनर वॉल्व के थ्रू, ये जा रहा है पल्मोनरी ट्रंक में, ठीक है, और ये लंग्स में जा रहा है, ठीक है. यू कैन see over here, right? चलो ये देख लिया हमने. अब और क्या बचा? ये हो गया था राइट वेंट्रिकल से पल्मोनरी सेमीलूनर वॉल्व के थ्रू पल्मोनरी ट्रंक में गया, और ये राइट पल्मोनरी आर्टरी, लेफ्ट पल्मोनरी आर्टरी और लंग्स में चला गया. फिर हमने कहा एक बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज हमें समझनी चाहिए कि आर्टरीज ऑलवेज टेक द ब्लड अवे फ्रॉम हार्ट. देन वी डिड द लेफ्ट साइड, लेफ्ट एट्रियम एंड द लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल. फिर हमने इस बाइकस्पिड वाल्व को भी देख लिया और इनके बारे में भी थोड़ा समझ लिया, और ये असेंडिंग एओर्टा में ब्लड कहाँ से आ रहा है ये भी देख लिया. सो बेसिकली वी हैव डन ऑल what I said that we'll do. So the next few classes will be for this clotting of the blood, जो एक already एक playlist चल रही है. We'll do the cardiac cycle, ECG, right? And we'll do about the circulation. ठीक है, तो अभी तो बहुत कुछ बचा है इसमें. सो अभी तो बहुत कुछ करना है. लेट अस सी क्या क्या करते हैं. ओके, तो चलो भाई, स्टडी वेल and take care and have fun, guys. Okay, and this structure, this heart structure, it's looking so nice, and guys please learn it. It's very, 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 very important. I'm again and again saying, unless and until you know the structure, you won't be able to do the other things. Okay guys, bye, take care, study hard, stay safe.